Hello to anyone who's listening. My name is Alexander Rodriguez. I'm here on behalf of my team for our Operations Management class at la Universidad de Puerto Rico, Recinto de Río Piedras. My team and I chose the company Transcita for our project. Transcita is the biggest locally owned non-emergency transportation business in Puerto Rico. It provides non-emergency transportation to the elderly and handicapped population in the island. The corporate office is located in Guaynabo, Puerto Rico, and it operates 24/7. It's the first company in Puerto Rico that obtained the permits from the Public Service Commission in 2006, but the company started operations in 2008. Transita completed its first year of operations with 400 trips, 5 vehicles, 5 employees, and 1 hub. 10 years later, they make over 50,000 trips annually, have 260 vehicles, over 700 employees, and 22 hubs around the island. They offer the service to passengers who can walk, are in wheelchair, or are bedridden. This is why it's placed at the top when compared to other companies which provide the same service, because most of them don't have the permits to transport bedridden or wheelchair passengers. The main inputs and outputs are the elderly and disabled population through medical insurance company coverage, which allows them to have access to health services and medical treatments. The service includes Transita Salud, which is a collective transportation, meaning that there can be up to 3 passengers in a car while on a route. This is the most common service because most health insurance companies cover it. The passenger can choose to go with or without an escort. In some cases, it comes at an extra cost. There is also Transita Exclusivo, which is a private service that guarantees the passenger and their escort will be the only ones in the car. Health insurance agencies don't cover this service. If you're paying attention at the screen right now, you'll be seeing our storyboard. Let's dive in. The first step in our storyboard is the communication phase. The individual, in this case the person in need, will be communicating with the company, explaining to them his needs and the services he requires. In the second step of the storyboard, you'll see that the representative that's speaking right now with the person will be gathering information, asking all sorts of questions. During this informational stage of the process, the company will need to gather certain medical records and a referral from the person's personal doctor. After all the necessary information is gathered and the referral is sent to the company will call again the client, explaining to them that the whole process has gone right, and now they're part of the route that Transita takes on a certain day at a certain hour, and this person has to be ready at that hour in a particular place so they can be picked up. When the day arrives, the Transita employee will pick up the client at the time and place they agreed upon. The driver will drive that client to their destination. After they arrive, the Transita employee will accompany the client to the doctor's office. After they arrive there, the Transita employee will leave, leaving the client at the hands of his doctor. After the appointment has concluded, the client can call Transita again if they wish, so they can be taken home or the place where they wish to go. And that's it for our Transita storyboard. The second tool we'll be utilizing to illustrate the services of Transita will be the customer journey map. My apologies in advance. The map, unlike the rest of the presentation, is written in Spanish. Almost at the same place that our storyboard starts, The customer journey starts when they call the company. After that, the company will eventually call them back, confirming they gathered all the information and they received the referral from the doctor. Now, the person picks up the phone for the second call and confirms the time and place of the pickup. After that, when the day arrives, the client will get in the car and will arrive at their destination. They will go to their medical appointment, and after that, they will be picked up by Transcita again, and they will be taken to the place they wish to be. In the discussion of wastes and problems, first of all, just to get it out of the way, Transcita as a company, in terms of giving services, don't really generate waste. Now let's go on to the cause and effect diagram, or the fishbone diagram. Because of the simplicity of what Transcita offers as a service company, the only thing we can talk about is arriving late to a medical appointment. And because obviously it has to do with cars, our problems that we could find would be like car accidents and problem with the car, like flat tires or problems with engines. Back with the car accident, we could talk about the environment in terms of bad weather or traffic hour or other cars in accidents. Stuff like that could interfere severely in our mission to arrive on time to our medical appointments. Other things like the drivers from the company getting late to their shift or getting lost, or because of some reason the driver that had to pick up a certain person is running late because he delayed for some reason, maybe a car accident or something like that, like we discussed earlier, and that would imply that would entail that this customer wouldn't arrive in time to their medical appointment. Also, things like the GPS system that company uses could play a part in arriving late to medical appointments. Last but not least, I think the most important thing is customers. The customers themselves could be very important, because if they don't answer the phone when being called upon, or if they're not at the place and time they said they would be, then we can't give them the service they want or the service they asked for, meaning they wouldn't arrive on time to their medical appointments, possibly losing their turn and having to wait an entire week or an entire month for them to receive the services from their doctors. In terms of recommendations that we could give as a group, ignoring completely the fact of cost, the only recommendation we could give to the services would be to have more cars and more employees and opening more hubs. Why? Because if we go back to the fishbone diagram, we can see that many of the problems that we could possibly have could be resolved by having more cars. If one driver is possibly arriving late, another driver could instead pick up the patient and take him to his medical appointment. Well, that is all for our operations analysis project. My name is Alexander Omar, and I hope you have a nice day.